Hello, John Murray here with Cerma. Today we're going to be taking a look at Amsoil synthetic motor oils. It's supposedly one of the better oils. Enhanced wear protection, maximum fuel efficiency, superior heat resistance, and excellent deposit control. So we're going to test that here on a Timken machine, as you're aware of. It's got a rotating arbor and a stationary arbor. And then you put weights on it and test the shear strength of the oil. So let's get started here. We've got a bath that's cleaned out. I'm going to go ahead and wipe it one more time, make sure it's all the way clean so there's no contaminants. So today's test is Amsoil. This is the first time we've ever tested it. It's a new bottle, ordered it in. I'm going to fill it up until it's rotating over the arbor, as you can see here. Rub it on. We're going to let it sit for a second, just like we're going to let our product sit. And we've got a clean specimen here, all preloaded, ready to go. No damage on it. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. What we're going to do is place that on here. We're going to be very gentle with it so we don't cause any damage just by loading it. So we put it on there, and you can hear it as we go. We'll let it ride for a second. As you hear, it started off noisy, now it's quieting down. And let's go ahead and start putting one weight on it. Wait a second, put 2 weights on it. And that's actually better than Mobile 1 at this point. 3 weights. 4 weights. 5 weights. And as you can hear, it's seizing up, it's really tearing things up. We're going to let it run to see if it will fix itself. It's not repairing itself, so we're going to stop the test. And oh boy, there's a chunk of metal in there. And if we want to look here, it went all the way through the bearing and actually started hitting the housing. So that's probably one of the worst collapses we've seen. Can you see that there on the video? Okay. So what we're going to have to do now, and I'm not going to cut away. We're going to go ahead and take this specimen off. And we'll start off with a new specimen. Actually, no, let's use the same specimen and just rotate it. Put it on the same exact way. I'm just going to rotate it to a clean spot in the bearing, and I'll show that to you. Okay. Now, we achieved 5 weights on that Amsoil, and that's actually quite high. So I'd have to initially rate that as a pretty decent oil. That's one of the highest we've tested. But let's see what we can do now. And I'm not even going to add the additive. Let's just add a little tiny bit of our oil to it. And where did my oil go? Okay. Let's add a little bit of Cerma to it. Now this has already been damaged, this arbor here. We let it run after it failed to see if it would fix itself or repair or keep going. So I'm going to add a little bit of our oil to it. So we just topped off is all we did. We're going to let that run. And let's see what happens. See if it will take more weights. Now because our oil has a, I don't know if you can hear that. That's really bad. So we're gonna fight this. So we're gonna let it sit there and try and make a little heat to let our metal treatment come out. And let's keep listening to it and let's see if it will overcome that damage that was just done. With just a small addition of our motor oil. And as you hear, it's starting to quiet down a little bit. There's a lot of damage on that arbor from the Amsoil. When it did collapse, it collapsed in a big way. And as you hear, Cerma oil was put in, and now it's quieting down. You heard it when we lowered it. But as it's generating heat, it's going to go ahead and treat the metal as well. Now normally this takes a little bit of time, but we're going to sort of rush it here and just see if we can surpass where they went on a clean arbor. We're going to see if we can go past that on a torn up arbor. So we have 2 weights now. We're sort of giving it a little time to treat the metal because it's not slippery, it's a metal treatment. So there's our 3 weights on the torn up arbor. There's 4 weights on the torn up arbor, and again we're letting it heat up so that our treatment can treat the metal. It's attracted to heat. When it senses heat, which is a friction zone in your engine, Cerma, the first place it's going is to where that heat is, so it's for maximum protection in your engine. So now we're accelerating this test, but we're already to 5. This is where it failed and destroyed the bearing. So we're at 5, and that's on a torn up arbor. Okay, John Murray here. We've gone ahead and tested the Amsoil. You saw that. There were no cutaways, no hocus pocus. It is what it is. We did it twice even. I do believe the first time it failed at 5 and then failed again at 3 on the next time. So at this point we've prepared and we're getting ready. We have Cerma Oil in here now, exclusive. We've got a new race, as you can see. Okay, and we'll get all the weights off of here, and we're going to go ahead and test Cerma motor oil, which is the Cerma 1030 standard oil. It's our lowest model. We actually sell a racing edition, but this is our base model, and we'll see how it performs on the Timken. As you can hear, it's a little rough on that. I apparently didn't polish it up real good, so we'll let that run for a second until it simmers down. So apparently it really chewed it up when we did the Amsoil test, and all the sanding in the world looks like it's going to have a hard time bringing that back. So we're going to let that heat up a little bit, let some of our product come out. As soon as that goes quiet, we'll be ready to proceed. That means that our metal treatments come out of the oil, and it's actually treating the metal. Because yeah, that actually sounds like it's pretty tore up already. A lot of bouncing going on there. Probably time for a new arbor. So there's 2 weights. We're just letting it heat up a little tiny bit so the metal treatment can come out, and you'll actually hear it change. There's 3 weights. Now that's where the second test failed with the Amsoil when it caused the damage that we're trying to overcome here on the arbor. And we'll just let it keep running. And we'll go to 4 weights. Let it run for a second, get nice and hot. And we're going to go to 5 weights. Now this is where it failed with the Amsoil. So what we're going to do now is go 1 more pass the Amsoil and then take a sample on the arbor and show you what the damage is in comparison. And that's all this is a comparison of film strength. But let's stop that. I don't know if you can see the polish mark it's making. Okay, that's with 1 more weight than where Amsoil failed. But now that we've done that, let's go ahead and put it back. And we've still got a heck of a bounce. That Amsoil really tore that arbor up. It looks like it's time to replace it. We're going to let that run for a second. And let's just keep putting weights on now. Cerma oil's rated at maximum 12 weights. Our base oil is 12 weights. And if you go into our racing oil, you're going to get up into 20 weights of barrier. So let's go ahead and add 1. There's 2 more than what Amsoil took. There's another. There's 3 more than what Amsoil took. There's 4 more than Amsoil took. And it's just now starting to treat the metal. I can see it coming out of suspension. So if we were allowed to let that run for about 10 minutes, we can just load this thing all the way up. But again, we're only tuned to 12 weights. So what do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's double what the Amsoil carried. Let's go ahead and stop it and show you the arbor again. The specimen. And if you can see here, I've actually got the original specimen. This one here was the Amsoil at 5 weights. I don't know if you can see that real well. Okay, then here's Cerma specimen at 10 weights. I don't know about you, but looking at this, I know which one I'd choose to run in my vehicle. It's a big investment to take a chance on somebody's claims of doing something. But let's, and don't get me wrong, Amsoil is probably the highest testing oil we've tested here that's available out in the market. But it just doesn't keep up with the Cerma oil. And nothing will. We have 10 weights. That's double where it caused all that damage using the Amsoil in the bath. This is the Cerma oil in the bath. It's rated at 12 weights. Let's see if it'll take all 12. There's 11 weights. And there's 12 weights. Now anything past here is a gimme. Okay? This oil is rated to take that weight. So let's see what it will do. Just out of the standard bottle that you'd receive if you ordered. There's 13 weights. There's 14 weights. And I'm going to make it seize if I can to show you something, to prove a point about how our product will repair damaged metal. So let's see if we can make it stop. I'm going to take 4 weights and just drop it on. There we go. All right, we all heard that stop. So what we're going to do now, let's go backwards. We know it didn't scar until it had all that weight on there. It went 30% over what it was rated at, right out of the bottle. Let's start back here, and I'm going to prove a point. Cerma's a metal treatment. Now that it's nice and warm, let's see if we can fix this damage. So I want you to listen. And let's see if we can hear it go quieter and quieter. I'm going to put 2 weights on it. And let's see if Cerma will repair. And there it goes. It's quieting down. So 3 weights. 4 weights. Now we seized that on purpose to damage the arbor and see if it will fix it. As you remember, we did that with the Amsoil. We let it just keep running when it seized, and it didn't fix it, didn't come back. Well, Cerma, you can hear the noise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weights. So we're already past that on a damaged arbor. 8 weights, 9 weights, 10 weights, 11 weights. And here's where it's rated to. It's only rated to 12. Okay? But if we let that run for a second, we'll just keep adding the weights. And there she goes again. Now she's seized, right? It stopped 100%. Let's see if we can heal it. Take the weights off, let it heal. It's going to grind. It's going to grind. Let's see if it quiets down. Oh, it's starting to quiet down now. So we can keep doing this. With the Amsoil, you couldn't keep doing this. There's where Amsoil failed. Now we've seized this twice. There's 1 more than Amsoil. There's 2 more than Amsoil. There's 3 more than Amsoil. There's 4 more than Amsoil. There's double Amsoil. After we've seized it twice. All I know is that this is Amsoil protection. This is Cerma protection. Okay, minimum. I know I'd rather bet on Cerma for my car and for my movement around than I would anything else. Cerma doesn't have a hefty advertising budget. We just show you the proof. You make the decision, and we hope to see you as a customer using our products, because there just isn't anything better. And I think that'll do it. Proof's in the pudding. Thank you.